The real battle to repeal Florida Statute 768.21, subsection 8. What you say is far more important than how many times you say it. For years, advocates for the repeal of Florida Statute 768.21, subsection 8, have stood before lawmakers, pleading their cases, sharing their stories of tragedy, of loss, of lives cut short due to medical negligence. And for years, lawmakers have listened. But here's the truth. Listening is not the same as acting. Many believe that if we just tell enough heartbreaking stories, if we just make lawmakers feel the pain, they'll be moved to change the law. But they won't. And I've been saying this since early 2022. Stories may make them pause, but they won't make them vote differently. Laws are not repealed based on emotion. They are repealed when evidence is presented, when facts expose flaws, and when lawmakers are given a clear resolution. The lawmakers already know what's happening. They have seen the statistics. They have heard the families. They understand the injustice. But the missing piece, the reason this law has remained for 35 years, is that advocates have not provided them with a legal solution. They have heard you talking. What you say to them is more important than how many times you say it. The real battle. It's not just about the stories. While victims of medical negligence gather at the Florida Capitol, hoping to change the law, an entirely different battle is happening behind the scenes, one that most people never see. Medical liability insurers, hospital administrators, and defense attorneys aren't just waiting to see what the legislature does. They are actively shaping the outcome. They spend millions of dollars every year to suppress jury verdicts and protect negligent doctors. They train hospital executives on how to neutralize emotional jury persuasion. They teach defense lawyers how to counter the very arguments that victims and families make. And if you think they are focused on stopping medical negligence, think again. Instead of investing in a plan to reduce medical malpractice, like Michigan's innovative model, they are investing in suppressing accountability. Instead of implementing NASA's systems error approach, which has drastically reduced errors in complex, high-stakes environments, including the field of medicine, they are spending money to minimize financial losses. That should tell you where their priorities are. They host webinars to train defense attorneys on how to minimize jury awards. They strategize and fund lobbying efforts to ensure this law stays precisely the way it is. They spend millions to make sure victims and their families never see justice. And yet, what do the advocacy groups trying to repeal subsection 8 spend? Next to nothing, aside from their frustration, tears, and their heartache. Why? Because they believe that just telling their story is enough. If telling their story was the answer, then ask yourself, how many stories do lawmakers need to hear before subsection 8 is repealed? I contend they've already heard enough stories. What they haven't heard is a solution. Winning this fight means changing the strategy. The medical and insurance industries don't fight this battle emotionally. They fight it strategically. They are not concerned with how tragic your story is. They are only concerned with how to prevent your story from costing them money. So if you want to change the law, you need a strategy too. Stop talking to lawmakers like they don't already know what's happening. They do. They have seen firsthand the results of medical negligence and the toll it takes on surviving family members. Instead, tell them why this law needs to change, how it can be changed, what solution you are offering that makes change possible. Stories alone won't win this fight. This strategy will. Stop wasting your time creating memes, making TikTok videos, and reciting pre-written scripts handed to you by your local news station. Instead, research real solutions. Michigan's model for reducing medical malpractice. NASA's systems error approach to preventing catastrophic failures. These programs are already working in other states, and it's time to bring them to Florida. When we implement solutions that hold negligent doctors accountable, protect patient rights, and incentivize hospitals to focus on safety, everyone benefits. Victims and their families will finally get justice. Negligent doctors will be exposed and appropriately disciplined. Hospitals will prioritize patient safety, and in doing so, they will save money. Medical malpractice insurance premiums will decrease because fewer errors will occur, and insurance companies will reduce their losses because the negligent doctors and nurses will be barred from practicing. Repeal Florida Statute 768.21 subsection 8. But do it strategically. Do it so that everyone benefits. Respectfully submitted, Philip Glickstein, personal representative for the Winnell Glickstein estate.